Hey guys, what's up? It's Mandy, and today I have a video for you talking all about my septum piercing. So if you are interested in getting your septum pierced, or you just recently got your piercing yesterday, this video will be for you. So I'm gonna try and make this video as short as possible. But first things first, I got this done on January 2nd of this year. So it is March 2nd today, and it's 2 months old now. So within that time frame, my septum piercing hasn't gotten infected or nothing has happened to it. It's okay right now. It's not painful or anything, so it's okay right now. Before making the decision to actually getting this pierced, I actually hated the piercing. I hated people wearing it. I thought it was so ugly, and I was like, ugh, I would never get that piercing, and I got it on now. Before deciding to make it, I actually was thinking about it for 3 to 4 months, and for 1 month before getting it done, I wore a fake one, like the ones you buy at Claire's. I just went to Icing or Claire's and I bought me the hoop one, and I just clipped it onto my nose, and I wore it for about a month just to see how I would look with it on. I know some people who just kind of just go with the piercing and thinking they'll match with it, and then they get it and it doesn't really look as nice. So I made sure I wore a fake one just to see if I match with it, and I like the way it looks, so which led me to actually getting it done. But the one that was holding me back was more so the pain, because to me the pain looked excruciating, and the aftercare, I had my lip piercing done before, and the aftercare just totally sucked. I hate the aftercare. So yeah, but it's funny because somehow I saw someone that was pulling it off really well, and then I ended up liking it, and it started to grow on me. So it grew on me so much that I just decided to get it done. So with that being said, while I was thinking about getting it done, I did some of my research before doing it, because I wanted to make sure I knew what I was getting myself into. So I made sure I searched up how do you take care of it, how long is the healing process, and what types of I don't know, jewelry you can use for it. But I was searching up every little detail of it, because that's the way I am. I have to make sure I'm going in prepared, because I'm not a needle person. I did my research, got it all done, and I was like, okay, now that I know that, why don't I just get it done? But I didn't want to go by myself. So one of my cousins wanted to get her nose pierced, and then they asked me if I wanted to go with them. So I felt a little bit braver knowing that I'm going in with somebody that's also getting a piercing. So I went with them, and went to the shop, and I went in, and I was super nervous. I'm not gonna lie, I was really scared. My heart was pumping, but I was excited and scared at the same time. And they called me in, and I went straight in. Before getting it pierced, like I said, I watched some YouTube videos showing how they get the piercing done, and I watched some popular YouTubers who got it done, and I watched their video, and they show how the needle goes through and the clamp and all that. So that one was getting me a little bit nervous as I was sitting down waiting for her to pierce my nose, because she was cleaning it with all that stuff that they use. And then she told me to tilt my head back, so I tilted it back all the way, and then when she pierced it, I closed my eyes because I cannot watch a needle going through. So I tilted my head back, closed my eyes like this, and then she didn't use a clamp, which was really surprising to me, because a lot of the videos I watched, they all used a clamp. Just had me tilt my head back, and she had the needle like this, and she just literally just poked it straight in, and it was done. It was just poked in, and then I can't tell you how she screwed it on or anything, because I kept my eyes closed the entire time. So I just kept my head tilt like this, and then she was going ahead and putting the piercing in. I couldn't even feel the piercing in, I guess because I was in shock that I got the piercing done. So she put the piercing in, I guess she screwed it on, blah blah blah, all of that, and it was done. So it was less than a minute that she pierced it. It was literally only 5 seconds that it took to pierce it through. After the piercing was done, that's when I think my nerves hit me more. I think I was more nervous after the piercing than before the piercing, because I was still in shock that I got it done, and that I just had a needle go through this part of my nose, that I got a little bit my heart started beating a little bit faster. So I kind of had to calm myself down a little bit, which is really weird. But as soon as I got it done and I went out, kind of took a few deep breaths, and then I was fine right after. But I was just really surprised, and a lot of the videos that I've seen, they tend to tear. Like a lot of girls teared when they got it done, and when I got it done I didn't tear or nothing, so I was kind of like waiting on that part, like, hey, am I gonna cry? Am I gonna tear? Because everyone I've seen that got their nose pierced anywhere on this area, I know they teared, and I did not tear at all. A scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most painful, 1 being not sore, I would say the pain level was probably a 2. I don't think it really hurt at all. Like, I got my lip piercing, like I said, and my lip piercing, I think it didn't hurt, but I think my lip piercing hurt more than this one did, because this one went straight through. When I did my lip piercing, it felt like layers puncturing through. When I did this one, it's just so fast, and I didn't really feel any pain as what I thought it would be. I thought it was gonna be like super sore, because a lot of people said that it was really painful piercing, and to me it did not hurt at all. Like, if it closed and I wanted to pierce it again, I would go back again and pierce it. But everyone's pain level is different, so just because it wasn't sore for me does not mean it's not going to be like sore to you. So definitely think about it when you go through. To me it did not hurt at all, but yeah, everyone's pain level is different, and I don't know, I guess I can tolerate with that kind of pain, and like, I hate needles, so just saying. So the size of the jewelry that she used on me is a 16 gauge, and I think that's the standard size that all piercers will use on you. So it's kind of longer and kind of bigger than the normal size, or it just depends on your own preference on what kind of size you want your septum piercing to be. But this is the 16 one that I have right now, and I still have it on. I took it off already and I cleaned it and all that, but yeah, I didn't change it yet. I tried to change it a couple days ago and I failed at it, but I'll talk about it later. So the healing process, when I was in there, when I got my thing done, I asked her about the healing process and the whole part about cleaning it. So it takes, I think she said it's something like it takes roughly about a month to kind of heal it, to maybe about a week or two to kind of heal a little bit, but it takes about a month to kind of get like healed, but then it takes 6 months to fully like heal. So like, you can change it, the piercing, after the first month. The first week or two, you do not take it out or anything, don't even like touch it, but the first month, after the first month, you can go ahead and change the piercing. You can go back to your piercer shop where they can do it, or you can do it yourself. Either go to the shop to get it changed from them, they can do it, which I think is a lot easier than having you do it yourself, or you can go and change it yourself. Just make sure you know what you're doing when you change it yourself. But for me, I still have the original one on. I just made sure I cleaned it, but I kind of failed at it because I wanted to go back to the shop thinking that I was supposed to have them like change it, because I didn't really listen when she said that, or maybe I misunderstood. And I went all the way there, and where I live pretty far from where the shop that I went to, and I went all the way down there with no little jewelry at all. I thought that they would have it there and I just buy it from them, but I was supposed to bring in my own piercing for them to change it, and I went all the way down there for nothing. So if you are getting it done, make sure you ask them about that part first. Make sure you ask them if when they change it, if you have to bring your own jewelry, because I did not, and I went there for nothing. So when it came to the cleaning part, and I asked her about, when I asked the piercer about how to clean it, she didn't really mention that much things about cleaning it. She kind of just told me to leave it alone. So I went online and tried to find people that got it done and what their piercer recommended. So they recommended like stuff like this, so like sea salt spray. So I got like nasal saline spray, and this one was just from the drugstore, and it just looks like this right here. So I just used basically took this and I just poured it on top of my Q-tips, and like I said, I rubbed it against my piercing, and once I got it all over my piercing and all on top of the all over here part basically, I would just swish it around like this, just so that way the saline kind of goes through and you're kind of cleaning it more in depth rather than just kind of touching it and then that's all. And then once I'm done doing that, then I would go ahead and wipe it off with the other side of the Q-tip, because I don't want to leave it all like just wet and saturated. So I just kind of dried it off with the other side of the Q-tip, and then pretty much that was it. Make sure you wash your hands too before. Make sure you have clean hands before touching it, because you don't want to touch it with dirty hands. That's for what I did, but you guys can do it totally different so long you ask your piercer what they recommend. This is just what I did, and so far my piercing is pretty good, so yeah. Here is the funny part, which is changing the ring. So I had the hardest time trying to change the ring. I tried to change my ring about a few days ago, and the piercing that I used was this one right here. I actually bought this one from the mall that I went to, and it looks like this. It's actually a lot smaller than this one. This one's a lot bigger, and I wanted to go ahead and use this one because there's that flipping trick that you can do where it's like you don't have a piercing but yet you have one, so you can kind of hide it if you want to. And I bought that one, and I tried to I tried to change my ring, and it was just so hard to change it. The hardest time changing the ring actually took almost 45 minutes trying to change it. Like when I took it out, it was very simple to just take it out, so easy, but to put it back on I was kind of like scared because I didn't want to I didn't like the feeling of it, because I already know when I changed my ring for this one, the feeling of it going through just felt so weird. I just didn't like it, so I was kind of like hesitant about changing my nose ring. So I went ahead and just did anyways. So I put the nose ring in. I just felt really weird, and then when it came to putting it on the ball is so tiny that it was so hard to like hold it and then try to like go like this. So I just look really ugly doing that. I just kind of held it up and tried to screw it on, and the ball is so tiny that you cannot see the hole and you cannot screw it on so easily. It's like very difficult. So I think if you can do it, you're probably like really talented, but if not, then I can't do it. So I had the hardest time, and I dropped the ball twice. So if you're gonna do it, I recommend you guys doing it in a place where there's carpet around, because if you drop the ball, it won't bounce too much. And yeah, if you're gonna do it in the sink, put a towel into the sink so that in case it drops, it doesn't go down the drain. So yeah, definitely do that. I got really like frustrated, and I just said screw it, I'm gonna go ahead and put back my original one on. So that's why I still have this one on, which I don't mind. I actually kind of like it, but I really wanted to put the small one on just so that way I could hide it for like in job wise. I could hide it and flip it. So I can't really tell you guys about how to flip the ring because I haven't done it yet, and my nose is a little bit smaller, so with this ring I cannot flip it in, or I cannot flip it like out to the end because it's just a little bit longer for my nose. So that part I cannot tell you, but I know there are other YouTubers who will teach you how to flip it. Would I recommend this piercing to just anybody? And the answer is yes. If you really like the piercing and you want to get it done, first thing I would do is try to wear a fake one just to see if you like it, just to kind of get used to it. And then before getting it done straight away, and then you find out that you don't like the way it looks on you, so try to wear a fake one before you decide to get it done. And if you can, try to watch some videos on like YouTube and see like how it's done, just so that way you kind of have a clue on what you're getting yourself into. But with that being said, I would totally get it done. I think it's a really nice piercing. I think it's cool, and I mean totally, if you want to get it done, then just go get it done. I highly recommend it. Pain level wise, if you already have like a lot of piercings, I'm pretty sure this is not the worst piercing. I've heard that this is the worst piercing, painful piercing, but to me it was not. It's not painful at all, but that's just me. But yeah, just make sure that when you go and you get it done, make sure you ask a lot of questions before getting it done, and make sure that you really want to get it. If you want to get it done and you're scared to get it done, have someone go with you, so that way you kind of have a little support system with you. Also, what I would recommend you guys doing before you're going in and getting it done straight away is to tell your piercer that if you have a job and you cannot get a piercing and you need to hide it, make sure you mention that to your piercer so that way they know. And that way, I don't know if they give you a specific type of ring or if they like give you a shorter one. I don't know about that part because I did not say anything like that, but I know the girl that went in before me mentioned, and I don't know if they gave her a different one or if she told her how to flip it. So that part, make sure you ask them that. So yeah, that is just pretty much my septum piercing story time. So on that note, I will end the video right now. Please let me know down below if you guys have any questions about the piercing, and yeah, I hope if you guys do get it done, I wish you all the best luck. Well, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, please, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.